Hello everyone. Today we have Sergey with us, a very special guest, someone with whom I started my podcasting journey. And today we are going to talk about a very important topic which no one talks about, a topic which requires a lot of courage and also at the same time a lot of justice that we need to do to talk about it. And that is something which really impacts not only that particular country but the entire subcontinent around it and also a lot of countries across globally. And so, yes, you guys must be thinking, what is it? So, today we're actually going to talk about the opposition of Putin.
Yeah, so and the name of today's hero is Alexei Navalny, is the lawyer and Russian opposition leader.
So, for our viewers, before we start talking about Navalny, maybe can you share a little bit more about his history, his background, where does he come?
So Alexei Navalny is a person who became a threat for Putin's regime. He is a lawyer and the Russian opposition leader who started to fight against the corruption in Russia, and that's why this is one of the reasons why he has been poisoned. So the Kremlin, the high-ranking elite, decided to just get rid of Navalny as well as other journalists and opposition leaders and team members, Navalny's team members. So he's a hero, to be honest. And just because he was poisoned, he survived and he decided to return to Russia. He became so popular.
So sorry. Before we get more to that story, can you share more about poison? So he poisoned and he got survived. So like, how do you know about that, and what was the history behind that?
So actually, there are not that many freedom in Russia. So if you want to become a president, that's actually impossible for you because there is Putin and there's his team around him, and if you declare you want to fight the power in Russia, it's actually impossible. And people who is living abroad, they do not actually understand because they know for the last 20 years there's just one president, Mr. Vladimir Putin, and you cannot do anything about that.
So, but does it, his constitution allows him to be in monopoly, or is it because he has maintained the power to be a president in Russia?
According to the law, you can be a president just 2 times. But what he did, he just changed up with his friends, which is Dmitry Medvedev, and then he changed back, and then he became a president once again. There are so many other people who would like to run this company and who would like to fight
Run this company.
for this post of the president of Russian Federation, but it's just impossible.
So you said that Navalny was actually poisoned. So where exactly he was poisoned, in Russia?
Yes, so during his working trip from in Siberia, he was flying back from Siberia to Moscow, and on a flight he fell sick. So the captain made a decision to stop in a near city which is called Omsk. They took an emergency landing there, and then he fell in coma. And in 2 days, his wife and his team got a chance to transfer him from Russia to Charité hospital in Germany, in Berlin. So that's why now, because of effort of the doctors, we know that he was poisoned. Because in Russia they said there was no poisoning. He just fell in coma, you know.
So, but is it a conspiracy theory? Are there any proofs behind it, shared by the German doctors, or what?
Yeah, there are lots of investigations about that, and there are a journalist team called Bellingcat and The Insider, which are so internationally popular. So thanks to them, we know what people have been following him for the past 4 years, just because he declared he'd like to become a president in 2017, and after that we could track that some of the people from working in the FSB have been following him for so many years, and thanks to them, we know that about 30 flights they've been following him, trying to track him, where he is going, what he is doing. And this is not just the first history. He'd been poisoned before, but he didn't know he was poisoned. He just thought like he was feeling bad. So thanks to this international journalist, now we know the background, what people followed him, and these people belong to the government. So that's how it was opened.
So this international journalist actually belongs to Germany.
No, they are international journalists from different countries.
Okay. So Navalny was actually born and brought up in Russia?
Yes, in Moscow.
Okay. And what is his background, like his educational background, his history, his family background?
His father is a military officer, and he graduated as a lawyer as well. He has 2 high educations. The second one is economist. And he was trying to do political career in Russia, but it was impossible. So he decided to become a blogger, and through the internet, through YouTube, he was creating investigations against higher-ranking deputies, ministers, which are working in the Russian government. So for the first time, they thought like, oh, this is just a blogger, what he can do. But eventually, when he declared, I'm going to become a president, so they decided to follow him and actually decided to poison and to kill Mr.
Okay, so actually he got fame through YouTube and blogging.
Yes.
And he was doing that back in Russia?
Yes, always in Russia.
In Russian language?
Yes, he never ran away from Russia.
And was he actually loved by a lot of local Russians over there?
Yes, he was pretty much popular, especially among those who is young, because young people, they do not watch TV, which is the main instrument for the Kremlin to make propaganda among the elder ones. So thanks to YouTube and other social medias, we could chance to know about how people in power in Russia steal money from regular people. That's why he's so famous among Russian.
So man, like he got his fame from YouTube and blogging, and he was one of the chosen leader from a lot of local Russians. Then why did he run into elections into Russia?
Yeah, he applied, but because according with the law, you cannot become a president if the criminal case was opened towards
against you.
Yes, but the problem is that that was a fake case, which was shown by the Court of European Union. So the international society said whatever you did against him is illegal, and then the court, the highest court in Russia, also said the same. But it wasn't a problem for the electoral commission to say, oh, okay, that just happened, that's why you cannot apply.
So that means if there is a case running on you, or is there any declaration has been made on you that you are a criminal, then you cannot run the elections in Russia.
Yes, even though that was a fake case.
Okay, so any case, whether it's open or it's closed, you cannot run the elections.
You cannot. Yes.
Okay, because back in India, if there is a politician and there is a criminal or civil case behind him, and let's say he's not declared that he's a criminal, or there's a case that says that he has done any fraud, so till then he can be a politician. But once, I guess, the case is declared that he's a criminal or he has done something fraud, that's when he is not obliged to be a politician back in India. But in Russia it's opposite. Even if there is a case, he cannot be a politician, correct?
Yeah, you can be a politician, but you cannot apply to become
a president of the country.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the reason.
So that means in Putin there is no criminal case, there is no civil case?
No one.
Not a single case?
Not a single case. It's believed in Russia, if you try to say something against Putin, well, you'll definitely suffer. The first point, you are going to be quit from the job, and the second, you probably are going to be fined. The police will definitely find a reason to fine you for something. And if you're gonna speak too much, for example, you're a blogger or a journalist, independent journalist, or if you wanna run your own campaign, sooner or later they'll find something to tell you, like, you did this wrong, your business is wrong, or you violated the law, even though this is not that serious. But they'll find a reason to tell you you're wrong. So this is, by definition, impossible in Russia.
So, what are the points that Navalny actually raised against Putin?
That's what he believes in. He is really dedicated to what he is doing. He believes the money we are paying to the government should be shared equally. And since Russia is the biggest country in the world, and in fact we have everything to be rich, but because of the people who are always stealing from regular citizens, Russia became a trouble for the entire world. So that's why now we're talking about that.
Yeah. Actually, Russia is run by a lot of oligarchs, right?
Yeah.
Where few companies they hold and they control most of the wealth of the country.
Yeah, since Putin became a president, the amount of rich people increased a lot, but at the same time, millions of Russians became even more poor than they have been before Putin became a president. That should say about something, shouldn't it?
So, what is Navalny's ideology overall?
The ideology is I want a fair fight. Just give me a chance. And just let those who wants to be a politician, to have, to hold, to run a fair campaign. If you just do not even let us to try, that means something is wrong with Russian democracy. That's the point.
Has he survived in Russia till now safely?
Yeah, but now he is in prison. So since he was poisoned, about 5 months later he came back to Russia at the beginning of 2021, and he was detained at the airport where he landed because he kinda violated the terms of probation according with the law. But everybody knows he wasn't in Russia, and because he was poisoned, he couldn't every month come to the police and say, okay, my name is Navalny, I'm here, and according with the law, I'm fine. But they said, just because he hasn't been in Russia that moment for about 5 months, that was the basement in order to detain him.
I mean, he has been into prison from last almost more than 1 year.
Yes. Once he came back, he was detained, and after that, they didn't let him go. So for about 1 year and a half, until now, he's in prison in Russia.
Man, he must be feeling why did he came back to Russia?
He wanted to come back to Russia. Navalny said that I'm a Russian politician, I'm a Russian activist, I'm a Russian lawyer, I have to be in Russia.
He's very much dedicated to the Russia and to the cause of the common people.
Yes. One day he said, even though you're going to press me so much, anyway, I still love you so much because I belong to this country and I'm ready to fight even for the judge who is judging me, because I know he's also suffering from the system. He's forced to make this kind of decisions. So I really love all of you guys, and that's what he said. And these kind of words really impress people, not just in Russia, but in the entire world. So that's why, especially young people, they understand there's something wrong with the Russian system, and that's why they support him, even though they have to pay for that.
That's really sad to hear. I hope he gets free soon, someday, and he actually fights the elections in a democratic way in Russia, and he gets his fair chance to represent the Russia as one of the politician and as one of the opposition to Putin.
Yeah, we hope the political environment in Russia, not just in Russia, in Belarus and other similar countries, could become better. So the millions of people are not going to run from Russia like in Japan or America or any other European countries, because they cannot express their opinion. They have two ways: or just remain in Russia and to die, because there's no jobs, no salaries, well, just basic one, which is enough in order pay for water, food, and utility expenses. Or you can go to any other country and find a high-paid job and open for yourself lots of opportunities. So we hope it will get better and people can be a journalist without being prosecuted by the government in Russia.
Yeah, I also hope that Navalny really gets free. This campaign of getting free Navalny gets really big, and people really understand the importance of him as being the opposition leader and the only opposition leader back in Russia. Someone who is really fighting the injustices which is created by the so-called monopoly system back in country, and also at the same time because of a lot of oligarchs who are running very few companies and controlling the entire wealth of the country. And I hope the world gets better, and I hope the justice is made to the Russia and to the common people. And I hope this podcast really reaches to a lot of people and people get to know about Navalny and the greatness of his struggles and his efforts that he's really putting forth for the country. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. I really appreciate all your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We wanted to devote this video to those who is fighting for the freedom, who is fighting against corruption, and we really hope that such people like Alexie Navalny and others are getting free and continue their fair fight in order to make our world a better future. Good luck.